It's starting now.
Erev Tov, everyone. Who's with us?
Hi, Rav. How are you?
Hello, Stephen. How are you?
Baruch Hashem, and you, Rav?
Are you cold, Stephen?
No, somewhat, a little bit. I've got my gas heater on in the dining room, which takes away the cold, so that's great. It's very
That's
cold.
good. That's good. That's good. Good. Thank you for joining us. Sorry?
In Israel, in Eretz Israel, they're sweltering.
They're boiling.
When we went, one time when we went to Israel, so we went to a place just outside Meir Sha'arim. So it was like a sweet shop. It was in June, July, and we again went, and the old lady says, "We wish you a very well welcome, but this is a little too warm," she says.
Okay. Before I forget, Jeffrey, you have the book of Samuel with you, I hope. Jeffrey, you are muted. Can you unmute yourself for 1 second?
I'll get it, Rob. Good evening.
Okay. Good evening, Jeffrey. I need you to be the Baal Koreh as usual. I need you to prepare in chapter 1, verse 27. That was almost the last part of the She'ul. I want you to read that verse.
Right.
So just to give you a time to prepare yourself. We'll just take another few seconds to allow everyone to join us. And then we start the She'ul, and we'll explain what we learned in the last She'ul, Be'ezrat Hashem, and we'll go from there. But in the meantime, I want to say Erev Tov to everyone. Rosh Chodesh Tov, Rosh Chodesh Tammuz, Mevorach to all of us. But Be'ezrat Hashem, we'll see Yeshuot. Rosh Chodesh Tov and Erev Tov to everyone. While Jeffrey getting ready, I would like to do a summary. I would like to do a summary that what we learned in the last show. In the last show, we spoke about the birth of Shmuel HaNavi, about the special prayer that Hannah, his mother, davened, and how she was determined and how she had the wisdom, and she was very stubborn, not just to daven for a normal child, that she wanted a special big soul, a soul like Shmuel HaNavi, that gonna be a prophet, first of all, like his father Elkanah, that was a prophet. But above that, she wanted a soul that can actually do a rectifying for Midat HaNetzach. And today we'll speak about Midat HaNetzach, how we can rectify it, and when is it been rectified during the history of the Jewish people. Rabbi, I just have to explain that it will never be rectified until the Mashiach come 100%. Also, we explained in the previous show that about that the special character that Shmuel HaNavi had, and his mother that given him that character, and she actually given him to Mishkan Shiloh. That means that we explained that Shmuel HaNavi, for the 52 years of his life, 50 years he spent in Mishkan Shiloh. Okay? That's awards the 50 level of Bina, Hamishim Sha'are Bina, the 50 level of wisdom, of knowledge that there is in the Torah, that Shmuel HaNavi managed to receive that from HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Also, we explained something very important in the previous shiur, that one of the main idea that Shmuel came to the world is to do rectification to Midat HaNetzach. That means that what the angel of Esav, by touching the thigh of Yaakov Avinu, damaged the Midat HaNetzach, that called glory, the character trait that HaKadosh Baruch Hu reveal himself to us, okay? Reveal himself to us in that kind of a character trait. That's what the job that Hannah wanted a son to do. And today we're going to speak about that. That was the main subject of the shiur, that called Tikkun Midat HaNetzach. What does it mean? It means the rectification of the character trait of glory. That means the character trait that how HaKadosh Baruch Hu reveal himself in a world and to us. So בעזרת השם, נעשה ונצליח והשם עלינו ברחמיו ירוויח. And today we're going to explain the connection that there is between Yaakov Avinu and Esav, his brother. And we're going to explain that בעזרת השם. But to understand that, we have to go to the Gemara in Masechet Avodah Zarah. In the Gemara in Masechet Avodah Zarah, in page 10, in folio 1 and a little bit of folio 1, folio 2, and in page 11, okay, that means 2 pages in the Gemara in Masechet Avodah Zarah, there is there a very interesting story about the relationship between Rabbi HaKadosh, Rabbi Yehuda Nasi. Rabbi Yehuda Nasi, he lived actually, exactly, we know that he born in Yom Kippur. He born in 121 after the Common Era, okay? He born in a Galilee. His father was Rabbi Shimon ben Gamliel, okay, and he was from the dynasty of Hillel HaZaken. Rabbi, his name was Rabbi Yehuda. They call him Rabbeinu HaKadosh, okay? You have few nicknames, Rabbeinu HaKadosh, Rabbi HaKadosh, okay, the Rabbi Yehuda Nasi. Why he didn't got the title of Rabbi HaKadosh, Rabban, like the rest of the member of the Nesi'im from the dynasty of Hillel HaZaken? Because Rabbi been called Rabbeinu, our rabbi, exactly like Moshe Rabbeinu, because he was such in a higher level that Hazal tell us that from Moshe Rabbeinu until Rabbi Yehuda Nasi wasn't such a great soul, wasn't such a special soul in such a level like Moshe Rabbeinu. It was only Rabbi Yehuda Nasi. Okay, what's happening here? And now we're going to start to understand how's that fitting with us. It was in a time, by the way, he born in, we say, in Yom Kippur. Rabbi Akiva also died in Yom Kippur. It was on the same day that Rabbi born, they killed Rabbi Akiva. The Roman killed Rabbi Akiva. Rabbi Akiva was one of the 10 Rabbonim, the 10 immortals that been killed. Okay, he was one of those immortals that been killed by the Roman. Okay, Hazal explained that the Caesar of Rome needed to come to Eretz Israel. Why? Because in Syria of today, okay, they start to cause problem to his empire, and he came through Eretz Israel. He came through Yafo on a ship from Rome. He came from Jaffa. He came on a ship to Jaffa, and from there, with his army, he started marching to Syria to make law and order, because they wanted to cause a coup in that area, and he needed to bring it down. The Caesar called Antoninus Pius. Antoninus Pius, that was his name. Antoninus Pius, when he came, he gone through Tiberias, that means through the Galilee, and he met with Rabbi HaKadosh, Rabbi Yehuda Nasi. At the beginning, the relationship was more like an argument, a philosophic argument between the two great people, because as Rabbi was the Nasi of Israel, the Nasi, the president that represent the Jewish people on the halachically, on a Torah way, from a religious point of view. Antoninus obviously met with him, and they have to have a dialogue, and Antoninus was a great philosopher. And at the beginning, the argument was a philosophical argument that it was about sachar va'onesh, that means rewards and punishment. And later on, it's become all different philosophical argument until Antoninus understand that Rabbi Akadosh, Rabbi Yehuda Nasi, is actually a greater philosopher than him. And he accepted it. He wasn't shy. And the relationship between them become actually tighter and tighter. They become very close. Hazal explained that although that he was a Roman Caesar, he enjoyed the wisdom of a Jewish person. And Hazal said that Antoninus, in a Gemara Masechet Avodah Zarah, if a person want to say it, that Antoninus loved to study Torah. Antoninus, for some reason, suddenly felt that he need to study Torah, and he asked Yehuda Nasi to teach him Torah. But here comes the trick, that if they found that the Caesar of Rome studying Torah, it will be the greatest news. And then they will hang him in the center of Rome. Antoninus, that was very smart man, wasn't so stupid, decide that how he going to come over that. He decided that he's going to dig a tunnel from his palace that was in a Galilee, not far, to the house of Rabbi Yehuda Nasi. But he knew that if ever that thing going to be found out that he's studying Torah with the Rebbe of the Jewish people, it's going to be very dangerous. So he decided that that tunnel going to be directly from his palace, and only few people will know about it. And those that know about it, they're all also going to be wiped off from the world. And I'm going to get to it. Hazal tell us that Antoninus, every time that he used to go to the house of Rabbi, he used to take 2 slaves. And we'll explain, and remember the word slave, why I'm saying it, because it's very important. The one, he used to put him as a guard by the entrance from his palace to go to the house of Rabbi. That means an entrance to the tunnel from the palace to the house of Rabbi, he used to put there 1 slave. He used to take another slave with him from the house to the house of Rabbi inside the tunnel. When he used to reach the house of Rabbi, he used to kill them. When he used to finish to study with Rabbi, he used to kill the other slave that used to be a guard in the entrance to the tunnel from his palace. Hazal explained. Hazal explained something extraordinary. Hazal explained that and asked a question. A person that learning Torah like Antoninus, that you love suddenly Torah, you tell us that you love to study. What's happening here that you kill people? The Torah specifically tell us that we're not allowed to kill. Nachon, that in that time he wasn't Jewish. Okay, we have to remember. Listen to what I'm saying. At that time he wasn't Jewish. We learn in the end what happened with him. Antoninus, Hazal explained that have to do it from what it say in our. We have a rule in our Torah. Haba leorgecha hashkem leorgo. A person that come to kill you, that you see that there is a chance that you're gonna be killed by someone else, you have to kill him before he kills you. Why? Because your life is more important than his. Antoninus say Hazal, and the Mefarshim explain that Antoninus was so worried that if that secret gonna be revealed, or even by mistake, one of those slaves just mentioned something, his life gonna be on the line. Therefore, he used to take every day 2 slaves and he used to kill him. Hazal say and ask a question, wait. But people don't understand every day 2 people missing, 2 people dying. Hazal explained, it's true. But those people that Antoninus used to kill, they already have the punishment, the death punishment on them. That means in their time, obviously, they have a lot of slaves, I don't know from where, but they have a punishment of death. So Antoninus used to take these two, and if they disappear, no one care about them, where they are, what they are. It doesn't make a difference because they have a punishment of death. And then when they say that they're dead, Antoninus can say they're being killed by him, by his bodyguard, and etc. So that's how Antoninus used to walk to Rabbi. Chazal continue in the Gemara and tell us something very interesting. Chazal explained that Antoninus, although that he was a Caesar, when he used to come to Rabbi and he used to study for hours with Rabbi, he used to serve Rabbi. He used to bring him water, hot drink, if they needed to eat during their studying. He used to go to Rabbi's house in the kitchen and he used to bring him food and drink. He used to serve him. And it happened once that they were studying and Rabbi felt very weak and he needed to climb to his bed. And Rabbi, when he walked to his bed, it was very difficult for him to climb to his bed to lie down because he was very weak. Chazal say that Antoninus Pius, now understand he's the king of Rome, the Caesar, said to Rabbi, please climb on my back and that will help you to climb to your bed. Rabbi said to him, underneath no circumstance. You are a king. After all, with all you, I need to respect you. I cannot just treat you like any other normal human being. Antoninus Pius said to him, the Caesar, listen, I'm doing it for my own personal reason. I said, what personal reason? He said, I have my own idea. He said, what's your idea? He said, listen, when we're going to go to the world to come, I'm going to say I study with Rabbi Torah. There in heaven, they're going to tell me, many people in heaven study Torah with Rabbi. You're not the only one. I'm going to say, I served Rabbi. I dished them food. I dished them drinks. In heaven, they're going to tell me, many people served Rabbi. You're not the only one. You're not the only one. The only thing that I can say, that you climb on my back to make sure that you can climb into your bed. That's no one done for you. I have my own personal interest to reach, when I reach to the world to come, to be next to you in the world to heaven. When Rabbi heard that, he said to him, if that's your wish, it's granted. So Hazan said that Rabbi climbed on his back, he bent himself like a stool, and he climbed on his back to go to his bed. That was Antoninus. Okay? We learn from here that Antoninus and Rabbi become such a close friend that the Megaleh Amukot is a book that's been written by Rabbi Natan Neta Shapira. Rabbi Natan Neta Shapira born in a city of Krakow in Poland 440 years ago. He was a great Kabbalistic rabbi. In his book, Megaleh Amukot, it's quite a deep book, a heavy book. He explained that you have to understand that here there is a secret that we have to understand. Rabbi Yehuda Nasi was a reincarnation of Yaakov Avinu. Antoninus Pius, the Caesar of Rome, was a reincarnation of who? Of Esav Rasha. And now Esav and Yaakov got reincarnated, they soul got reincarnated with different two people. Yaakov, that was Ishtam Yoshev Ohalim, was who we say? Rabbi HaKadosh, Rabbeinu Yehuda Nasi. Esav got reincarnated as Antoninus Pius. said the Megale Amukot. Not only that, he says something very interesting. He said that Hazal telling us something very important in the Gemara in Masechet Brachot, in page 57, folio 2. Hazal in the Gemara in Masechet Brachot bringing the verse in Sefer Bereshit in Parashat Toldot. And there it said that when Rivka felt that every time that she used to walk, she was pregnant. And she used to feel that when she used to pass Bate Midrash, Bet Knesset, that the baby want to come out. But then when she used to walk next to the house of idol worshippers, the baby also wanted to come out. Rivka was worried. Maybe a son have a double personality. What does Hazal tell us in the Torah? What does the Torah tell us? That Alcha lidrosh et Hashem. She gone to the house of Shem Va'ever. She gone to the house of Shem Va'ever to ask them what's happening with that baby. What did they told her? Shne goim bibitnech. You have a twin in your womb. Hazal explains something extraordinary on a Gemara in Masechet Brachot, Nun Zayin Amud Bet, 57 folio 2. Hazal say, Al tikri goim, ela geim bebitnech. You have two great people, two great nations in your stomach. That means, Hazal explained that already then she been told that she's going to have two great people in her stomach. That means one is Yaakov Avinu, from the other side is Esav Rasha. Say Hazal like this, that if Yaakov and Esav, when they grown up, if Esav wouldn't change his character trait, wouldn't change his behavior, it should be the same way that Rabbi and Antoninus. Why? Yaakov called Ishtam Yoshev Ohalim. Yaakov, Ishtam Yoshev Ohalim, studying Torah. Not only that, Esav been called Ish Tzayid, Ish Tzadeh. Esav is a man, is a hunter, but Ish Sadeh, beside that, is also in a Sadeh, he working for his living. Say the Mefarshim something extraordinary, and that's what brought the Megale Amukot he revealed to us. He said to us that if Esav wouldn't change his behavior, wouldn't change his character trait, okay? Esav and Yaakov supposed to live Midat HaNetzach. What does it mean? That Yaakov studying Torah, Esav supporting Yaakov Avinu. That's Midat HaNetzach. Explain the Megale Amukot, and he explained like this. He said that Yaakov Avinu and Esav was supposed to be the two brothers, that there is love and peace and harmony between them. While Yaakov Avinu studying Torah, Esav will support Yaakov Avinu. That means Esav, that's Mamlechet Edom, will support the Jewish people with the studying Torah. But what can we do that Esav, while was in the womb of his mother, already decides to change his behavior, to change his character trait, and to go against Yaakov Avinu? Okay, let's continue. Hazal tell us that Antoninus Pius, that was a Caesar, used to send to Rabbi Akadosh steak full of gold. On the top, he used to put wheat that no one gonna realize that he's gold in the sack. And he used to send it to Rabbi Akadosh. And until one day when Antoninus came to Rabbi, Rabbi said to him, listen, I have enough gold. I don't need any more gold. Why are you sending me so much gold? I don't need any more. Antoninos Pius looked at Rabbi and he said to him, Rabbi, I'm not sending the gold to you. He said, but here's the gold. He says, I know that you're getting the gold, but I'm not sending it to you. It's not for you. He says, so who is it for? Antonino said to him, this gold that I'm sending, that I'm giving you, it's that you're going to give your children. He said, what do you mean? He said, that will come a time that I'm not going to be the Caesar anymore. And to study Torah, my children, my grandchildren might not going to allow your children to study Torah. That means Mamlechet Edom not going to allow Bnei Israel to study Torah, the Jewish people. So how you can do that? With that gold, you're going to bribe them. That gold that I'm giving you, it's not for you. It's gold that you're going to bribe my kids, my children, and my grandchildren, that they're going to allow you to study Torah. So that's what really happened. And we saw it later on during the history of the Jewish people, that we needed in certain time to bribe the Goyim. But not only that, said the Megaleh Amukot and said the Mefarshim, that here actually for the first time was the rectification, what the angel of Esav done to Yaakov Avinu. When the angel of Esav fought with Yaakov Avinu, when he gone to collect the empty jar, you remember that we spoke in Ma'avar Yabok, what happened there? That happened a situation that Yaakov Avinu have to fight with the angel. Who was that angel? That was the Samech Mem, the angel of this. Hazal explained that the angel touched the thigh of Yaakov Avinu. And that's when Midat HaNetzach, the character trait that called victory, that's how HaKadosh Baruch Hu revealed himself in a world, disappear. Or been damaged, let's call it. Disappear, I mean damage. Now that came Rabbi and Antoninos to the world, and they lived in peace and harmony, and they loved each other, and it was a support of Esav to Rabbi, that means support of Antoninos to Rabbi, support of Esav to Yaakov Avinu. That's when Midat HaNetzach been rectified. Explain to us the Mefarshim. So when Hannah, now I'm going back to Hannah. When Hannah daven, and we'll see what it's going to say now, Hannah daven to a child that's going to have the 50th level of what? Of wisdom. Hamishim Sha'arei Binah. Why dafkat Hamishim Sha'arei Binah? Because that's the highest level of wisdom, highest level of knowledge. And that's how Shmuel Hanavi can bring later on, for his nation will come, Yehuda Nasi, that's going to rectify what? The Midat HaNetzach. That's what she wanted. And now we can understand why Hannah didn't want to compromise for a normal child. Why Hannah was so stubborn and daven to such a special child. Let's continue. It's not the end. We didn't finish with Midat HaNetzach. Come the Mefarshim and ask a very valid question. He said, listen, after all, Antoninos Pius was a Goy. He was a Gentile. Not only that he was a Gentile, he was the Caesar of Rome. And the Roman, one of the decree was that the Jewish people should not study Torah. Because if they found out that people studying Torah, it's a dangerous, especially to them. because we're talking about a situation that there is a problem here. So what's happening here? What exactly happening? Coming here to a very thin line, that the Caesar of Rome, after speaking and having a dialogue for quite some time with Rabbi, start loving the idea of studying Torah. That means he fall in love with the idea of Torah. It's put his life on the line. Because if he's going to be fine, he's going to be hanged in the center of Rome. Obviously, as a Caesar, you have people that didn't like him. You have people that hate him, that wanted to bring him down. Like every prime minister, every president, always there is those political arguments. You have to be very careful. Come the Mefarshim and say, what make Antoninus Pius love Torah that he put his life in risk to study Torah? I mean, after all, it's not a simple thing. What make a guy like Antoninus Pius, that was the Caesar of Rome, to put himself on the line just to study Torah? So the Midrash tells us a story, a very, very interesting story. When Yehuda Nasi born, his father was Rabban Shimon ben Gamliel. He was the head, he was the Nasi. He was the head of Israel, his father Rabban Shimon ben Gamliel. When he born, we explained earlier in the show that it was Yom Kippur, and they killed who? Rabbi Akiva. He was one of the 10 immortals that died. Okay. Not only that, Rabban Shimon ben Gamliel brought Rabbi Yehuda, and they done a Brit Milah. The Midrash say that was Der Moser, one of the Roman that pretended to be a Jew, that was checking. And he knew that when the head of the Jewish people, the leader of the Jewish people, now that have son, he'll inevitably have to do Brit Milah. It just was a matter of time. And Rabban Shimon ben Gamliel didn't have a doubt. HaKadosh Baruch Hu said to do Brit Milah, I'll do Brit Milah. And that Moser, that Roman that pretended to be a Jew, saw that they're doing Brit Milah, immediately passed the message, and that message gone to Rome. Okay? In Rome, they didn't wait a long time, because one of the decree that they have, that if you do a Brit Milah, the punishment is death. There's no talking. In Rome, they hear about it. It was immediately a command that the Nasi of Israel, Rabbi Shimon ben Gamliel, have to come to Rome to stand for a trial with the baby. Rabban Shimon ben Gamliel accepted the verdict. What can he do? A verdict, you can't go against the Roman. He took him, obviously, and his wife, and the baby. They asked him to bring the baby. A few months later, he arrived in Rome. When he gone to the palace, they asked him who you are. He said, I'm Rabban Shimon ben Gamliel, I have blah, blah, blah. No problem. Everyone knew Rabban Shimon ben Gamliel because he was the leader of the Jewish people in Eretz Israel. It wasn't just another rabbi. He was what you call it, the chief rabbi of Israel, lehavdil, 100 times more. So he was a well-known person. And while they was walking in a palace, to meet the Caesar, the wife of the Caesar saw Rabban Shimon Gamliel's wife while she holding Rabbi, that was a baby, and she said to her, what are you doing in the palace? She said, listen, your husband called us to see if my son have a Brit Milah, if he's been circumcised. And if they found that he's circumcised, the punishment is death. the queen had mercy, and she said to the mother of Rabbi Akadosh, listen, I also have a child, and the same time plus minus that you have them. Let's swap kids. The Caesar anyway doesn't recognize his kids. He's so busy with his ego and he's sitting on his chair. He just want to show off. He said, you take my kids to the Caesar. They'll see that he's not circumcised. They're going to change the verdict. They're going to cancel that verdict. And when you come out, you'll take your son and I'll take back my son. Okay, they agree. They decide now she have to go back to her room to bring Antoninos Pius, her baby. So when she decided, before you go, pass through the corridor, okay, make it a bit long, pass by my room, and I'll come out, and we pretend that we're greeting each other, and we swap the babies, and no one will see. And that's what they done. And then they swap the babies. Rabbi Akadosh gone with the queen, while Antoninos Pius, listen to that was a baby, been given to who? To Rabbi's mother. While they was waiting for the trial, Antoninos Pius, that was a baby, started to cry. He was hungry. Rabbi's wife nursed him, Hazal said, in a midrash. He drank a milk of a Jewish mother. Halav Israeli drink. Anyway, the verdict came. They called him in. They see that sitting on his chair. I want to see that your baby is circumcised. I said, look. They open the nappies. You know, in that time, they didn't have the nappies that we have. They have like the material nappy. And they see that the baby is not circumcised. That Roman that came to witness, he said to the Caesar, I saw it in my own eyes how they circumcised the child. The reason that what's happened now, it's because the God of the Jewish people always make miracles for them. I don't understand. But I can take an oath that I saw it with my own eyes, that child got circumcised. Anyway, to make the story short, obviously the Caesar apologized to Rabban Shimon ben Gamliel, that was the head of the Jewish people, and let them go. The wife of Rabban Shimon ben Gamliel said that the baby needs to be changed, need to be breastfed. In the meantime, she used that excuse and she gone through the other corridor around, and the wife of the king, that means the queen, was waiting, and again they swapped the babies. Rabbi Yehuda Nasi being given to his mother, and Antoninos Pius being given to the queen. Many years later, when Antoninos needed to come to Eretz Israel, he felt that closeness to Jewish religion. And that's when he started to argue philosophically with who? With Rabbi. And their soul got connected and they become close one to each other. Hazal tell us that what will come, that special passion that Antoninos have to study Torah. Not only that, Antoninos Pius asked Rabbi to circumcise him. Rabbi said to him, Ma'on Brit Milah I never saw. That's why I call Rabbi Akadosh, Rabbeinu Akadosh. I'm so holy. Ma'on Brit I don't look. You want me to circumcise you? He said, what should I do? Rabbi looked at him. He said to him, Rabbi, tell me what to do. He said to him, no, you decide what you want to do. He said to Rabbi, tell me something. Why you don't speak directly to me and tell me to do Brit Milah? Rabbi said to him, Of Hashamayim yolich. There is a bird in heaven that can lead the word that I'm saying. Rabbi understood. Antoninus understood what Rabbi telling him, and he circumcised himself. Done Brit Milah. After that, he came to Rabbi, and he said to him, Rabbi, you didn't want to circumcise me. I understand. But at least look if my Brit Milah, if I done it properly or not. Because after all, the Caesar couldn't call a Moel, because if he called a Moel, all the palace will know. And if all the palace know, he's going to be hanged. Not only that, listen to that. Who's going to do a Brit Milah to him, if not himself? So now we have a major problem. He wanted to know if the Brit Milah that he done to himself is good or not. He came to Rabbi. Rabbi said to him, but I told you, my own bris I don't look. You want me to look at yours? I can't. Obviously, then they gone to another rabbi. They found out it all was okay. Chazal said that where did Antoninus Pius got that passion to study Torah? From the Halav Israel that he drank from Rabbi's mother, while they was waiting for a trial in Rome. Can you believe it? Then Chazal said that milk that he drank when Rabbi's mother nursed him penetrated through his arteries, and that's given him the passion to study Torah. From here, Chazal said, and the mystical rabbi explained, and it's been asked. They asked Ari HaKadosh, Rabbi Yitzhak Luria Ashkenazi, he born in Jerusalem 490 years ago. A person came to him and he said to him, I want to do tshuva. It was a Jewish person. He said to him, I want to become Hozer b'tshuva. What is the first thing that I must do? What do you think that Ari HaKadosh told him? Put tefillin, put tzitzit, daven, do netilat yadayim. He said to him one thing. Eat kosher. Chazal explained what's the secret about the kosher food. He said the kosher food, when people don't eat kosher food, metamtem et haneshama. Listen to that word. Metamtem et haneshama. I will explain. It will confuse the soul. So the first thing that you want to do tshuva is to eat kosher food. If you want to become Baal Tshuva, the first thing that you have to do, eat kosher food. That will help you to grow up, to understand what you're going to do in Torah. Because when you don't eat kosher food, you cannot understand when we're talking to you Torah. Said the Mefarshim that from here you learn what brought Antoninus to love the Torah. And that's how he came. That's how Antoninus, in the end of his life, converted. Now, I would like to end up chapter 1 with something very interesting that our Baal Korah Jeffrey going to read to us. That it says in chapter 1, verse 27, that Hannah is the mother of Shmuel HaNavi, said to Eli Kohen. And not many people understand what's hiding behind it. And Be'ezrat Hashem will try to explain that verse. Be'ezrat Hashem na'aseh v'natzliach. Jeffrey, chapter 1, verse 27. I'm going to read it in Hebrew, and Jeffrey will unmute himself and read it in English. And the prophet said to us like this: Hannah said to Ali Cohen, El הנער הזה התפללתי, ויתן אדוני לי את שאלתי אשר שאלתי מעמו. בכבוד, Jeffrey, unmute yourself.
Right. Number 20 said, this is the child that I prayed for. Hashem granted me my request that I asked of him.
Okay, what's happening? Towards the end of chapter 1, the prophet tells us something very interesting. That Hannah saying to Eli Cohen that she prayed for that child, specifically to that child, and HaKadosh Baruch Hu granted her wish, and that's the child that she got. Why did she have to say it? What, Eli didn't know? Eli davened for her. Eli knew that she was a barren for 19 and a half years. So what's the hidush here? Listen to that, Rabotai, what's happening here. The Mefarshim explain that here Chazal and Gemara in Masechet Brachot explain that. Chazal and Gemara in Masechet Brachot, sorry, I have a hair. Chazal explain like this. Chazal say that it was a time that people come to Mishkan Shiloh to bring the sacrifice. Eli Cohen and his two sons, Hofni and Pinchas, wasn't there. People was waiting. The Kohen, for some reason, wasn't there, the Kohanim. They didn't know what to do. Shmuel Navi was 2 years old. His mother just brought him up after 2 years that she nursed him in her house, because we explained that Shmuel Navi lived for 52 years. When he was 2 years, Hannah kept her promise, that the vow that she given HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and she took who? Shmuel Navi to Mishkan Shiloh. And there he lived for 50 years. People coming, the Kohen is not there. They didn't know what to do with the Korban. Eli Cohen that was 2 years old, Paskin Halacha, Hashchita muteret bezar. That means everyone that know the law of Shchita, know the halachot, and he know how to shecht, and the knife is kosher, can shecht himself. You don't need a Kohen to shecht. You need the Kohen to sacrifice the korban. You need the Kohen to sprinkle the blood. But to shecht, everyone can shecht. And that's what's really happened. The halakha, that's how it's been paskin. When Eli heard about it, Eli got cross. Hannah, that have a wisdom, saw immediately on the face of Eli that he's makpid, that he's not so happy that someone else paskin halacha, especially a young baby. Hazal said that he was makpid mishum posek halacha bifnei rabo. What it means? There is a rule, there is a concept in Jewish religion that a person not allowed to paskin halacha in the front of his rabbi. And here, Shmuel Navi paskin halacha in the front of Eli Cohen. Hannah, that immediately with her wisdom saw that Eli is makpid, she approached him. And she said to him, El הנער הזה התפללתי. Eli, don't be makpid on my son. I daven for this child. I daven for a child that will have 50 level of wisdom. I daven to a child that can rectify the character trait of HaKadosh Baruch Hu midat hanetzach. Don't be makpid on him, please. Hazal said that Eli said to Hannah, I will daven for you for a greater son. Hannah said to him, no. לנער הזה התפללתי. I don't want you to be makpid on this child. I daven for this child. I don't want another child. I don't want a greater child. I want this child because that's a special soul. This child have all what I daven for. This child have what I asked for Makadosh Baruch Hu. And that's what it says in the verse. Look what it says. Vayiten li et she'elati asher sha'alti. Akadosh Baruch Hu granted my wish that I asked. That means that that child that I daven for, that's the grant that Akadosh Baruch Hu granted me. I don't want another child. So please don't be makpid on him. Because what Hannah was worried? Hannah was worried that if Ali will be makpid on a child, the child will die. And that's what Hazal said. הפוסק הלכה בפני רבו, המורה הלכה בפני רבו, חייב מיתה. He obligated for the punishment of death. That means if there is a rabbi and someone asks a question and the student answer instead of the rabbi and the rabbi makpid, has v'shalom, can happen a problem, can happen a disaster. Hannah that sensed that immediately on the face of Ali, said to him, Ali, don't be makpid on my son, please, I'm begging you. לנער הזה התפללתי. I davened to HaKadosh Baruch Hu that he should bring me a child, a special child, a child with 50 level of knowledge and wisdom, a child that can rectify, can help the Jewish people that later on can be rectified midat hanetzach. That means that will bring a sav to serve Yaakov Avinu. Ali, in the end, Hazal said, the Mefarshim explained that Ali accepted the wish of Hannah and he wasn't makpid on Shmuel HaNavi. But from here, we learn something very important. Shmuel HaNavi, that was 2 years old, already pasken halacha, that many rabbonim that came to bring a korban to Mishkan Shiloh didn't know. והשחוטה מותרת בזר. That means that if you go to Bet HaMikdash and the Kohanim busy, there's not enough Kohanim, and you want to shecht your korban, you can shecht your korban as long that you're shochet and you obviously know what you're doing, you know the halachot, you know how la'amit sakinim, that means the knife that you shecht the animal, you know how to check that it's sharp enough, that not going to cause any pain to the animal, and where to shecht and how to check. Say Hazal, that from here you learn who was Shmuel HaNavi. Shmuel HaNavi that was 2 years old already pasken halacha leIsrael. That was Shmuel HaNavi. Shmuel HaNavi managed in such a young age already to pasken halachot. And that's what Hannah said. Lana'ar hazeh, to that child, I prayed. Why she prayed after for this child? Now, we're going to summarize and quick summarize. From here we see what Hannah saw, that she's going to have a great son. A son, not only that son going to light the Jewish nation, that son will have 50 level of wisdom, knowledge, that with those, how we're going to light the Jewish people. We'll see later on when we go, Be'ezrat Hashem, next time to chapter 2, because now we've finished chapter 1, we'll see the wisdom of Shmuel HaNavi. But also, she saw that her child have the ability to rectify and to help the Jewish people to get to a level of what? Midat hanetzach. to rectify Midat HaNetzach, the character trait of glory of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. That's how HaKadosh Baruch Hu revealed himself on the world. Because now we see that the glory of HaKadosh Baruch Hu is not published in the world. That means that Esav still sometimes decide to serve us, sometimes not. Sometimes Joe Biden say, I'll give you a weapon. No, I'm not going to give you a weapon. In a 6-day war, they decide to give us weapon. No, we're not going to give you a weapon. It's not necessarily only Artzot Habrit, the United States of America. It's all of the kingdom of Esav, Mimlechet Edom. That means that where it starts from Esav. Esav represent the Christianity, while Ishmael represent Islam. So it's come to tell you that when Esav, when he served the Jewish people, and he support the Jewish people studying Torah, that's when the glory, the victory of HaKadosh Baruch Hu in the world. It's not a victory that we think like fighting with people and here we win, we have a great victory. No, the victory is that the children of Israel can sit in peace, in harmony, and studying Torah with no disturbance. That's how the character trait of victory of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, that called Midat HaNetzach, gets spread in the world. And that's all depends on us. And that tools Hannah Daven, that a child can give and pass it on later on to the Jewish people. And with that, Rabotai, we're ending up chapter 1 in Shmuel HaNavi, that we seen, number 1, and we explained that Shmuel HaNavi, his father was Elkanah, that was a prophet. He got a son that called Shmuel HaNavi. He got actually 5 kids, we explained, but his son Shmuel HaNavi became a prophet after him. Not only that, we saw what was hiding behind bringing that soul down, and Hannah never given up. Not only that, who was Shmuel HaNavi? What Shmuel HaNavi come to rectify in this world? Okay? And what Elkanah come to rectify in this world? Elkanah come to rectify Lemech. Hannah and Pnina come to rectify Tzila and Adah, to do rectification. Later on, we explained that was a man from Har Ephraim that they bring the Mefarshim that explained that that was the same man that was Elkanah, that he had the story of the concubine. All of that linked together in chapter 1. Be'ezrat Hashem, on next Sunday, Bli Neder, Be'ezrat Hashem, if HaKadosh Baruch Hu giving us the string and the wisdom, we're going to start chapter 2. Chapter 2, we're going to speak at the beginning about the 2 sons of Eli Kohen, Hofni and Pinchas. Eli Kohen have 2 sons, Hofni and Pinchas, that later on, when Eli Kohen got old, they never become the Kohanim Gdolim, but they took his place. And they were serving in Mishkan Shiloh. And we see how Shmuel HaNavi, the prophet, actually didn't like their behavior and what's happened there. So Be'ezrat Hashem, Rabotai, I hope that we understand chapter 1 in depth. We understand what's happened with Shmuel HaNavi, how Shmuel HaNavi, already in a young age, paskin halachot to the Jewish people. That's the greatest of Shmuel HaNavi. Rabotai, I hope that you enjoyed the show. I hope that you understand a little bit more, that it's given us a bigger picture, how to understand the book of the prophet Shmuel in chapter 1. I hope that you enjoy it. And I hope that when you read it, you will look at it from a different angle, from a deeper angle, to understand what's hiding behind chapter 1 in the book of Shmuel and a prophet Shmuel. Rabotai, I would like to thank all of you. First of all, personally, thank you very much for joining the show. I hope that you enjoyed the show. And please God, I'll see you this coming Thursday for the show in Parashat Hashavua. Okay, that we're going to give Be'ezrat Hashem also. But in the meantime, I would like to wish all of you Shavua Tov. I know that cold front coming tomorrow. And so keep yourself warm. And I hope that the show will warm you up.
Yeah.
If you have any question, Be'ezrat Hashem, I'll try to answer. Guys, thank you very much for joining us. Ken, Bechavod, those of you that Ken,
Anthony,
Ken,
how are
Ken.
you?
Erev Tov, Antonio, how are you?
Right, thanks. Now, Antoninos and Yehuda Anasi, they studied together for many years.
Nachon.
Antoninos and Yehuda Anasi, do they study for many years together? Or just
Nachon.
once?
No, many years.
And then he converted to Judaism at the end of his life.
No, before we died.
And did he remain in Rome? Was he living in Rome all the years?
No, let me explain to you what does mean a Caesar. A Caesar in their time, it's not just the king that's sitting on his chair. If there is a war, they used to come, or they used to send their own officers to fight, and they used to come with them. They used to fight.
Yeah.
Themselves. And they used to have a palace in every country and every state that they used to go. They used to have a lot of slaves, because when they fight and they conquer the land, they took the people as slaves. And they used to build their palace. You follow, Antonio?
Yeah.
Beseda. Okay.
Okay. Thanks very much.
All right.
Pleasure. Stephen, בכבוד, ערב טוב, שבוע טוב.
Marav, Erev Tov. Don't they say there is another opinion that Hannah asked not necessarily for a special soul, but to have her child like to be normal, to be able to mix amongst the other people, not to have necessarily be so elevated and above everybody else.
No.
I think there's
In this case of Shmuel Hanavi, it was a special purpose that she davened. Because we explained in a previous showing, Pnina used to tease her on a pshat of the Dvarim.
story.
What did she used to tease her? Listen, Hannah, don't you see that your wish not granted you 19 and a half years barren? Look at my kids. Daven for normal kids, and then you'll have a normal kid. Hannah said no. I know what I'm davening. I know what I want to bring down to the world. That's why she was stubborn. And that's what she said now. That's why I chose that verse to end up chapter 1. L'na'ar hazeh palalti. Now, she said in her own words to Eliya Cohen, that's what I daven. And HaKadosh Baruch Hu listened to my prayer, and he granted it. That means that she wanted a child that's going to be Shmuel Hanavi, that's going to light the eyes of the Jewish people, that's going to have the 50 level of wisdom and knowledge, that the child that can do rectification to what? To Midat HaNetzach, Ba'aseret HaSfirot. You follow? But that's called the victory. What it means, victory? People will intend to think victory is I win the war. No. HaKadosh Baruch Hu need us to win war. He's the master of the universe. No. HaKadosh Baruch Hu want us to behave like a Jew, to be light to the nation, that the Goyim will serve us. Do you understand what I'm saying? That Esav will support Yaakov Avinu. That's not going to give us headache while we're studying Torah. That means that the BDS not going to tell me if I can build yeshiva or I can't build yeshiva. Obama or Biden not going to tell us if I can study Torah or not. And in Israel, the lefty is not going to tell me where to daven, if I can wear a kippah, or if the army of Hashem, that means the Chabad movement, can lay tefillin to everyone or not. That's mean victory. That we as Jews.
But isn't that eternity, Rav?
Sorry?
Netzach, isn't that eternity?
Eternity, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah. But
But
Netzach is
what does mean eternity? What does mean eternity? That we can study Torah, peace and harmony, with no one disturb us. Not only that they're not going to disturb us, they're going to serve us. They're going to look after us. They're going to support us. Not only just give us, they're going to support us. That's the chokhmah.
Okay, thank you very much.
Beseder, Stephen. You understand?
Thank you, Rav. I got it.
Okay, shikoah. Who else want to ask question? Louis, I can see that Louis unmute. Louis?
No, I'm just listening very carefully. They don't listen properly. That's the problem.
I hope that you enjoy the show, Louis.
I did. Really did. Very, very
Who else
good.
with us? Who else want to ask? Orna with us. Orna, what about you? You not want to ask question? Orna bechavod? No, Orna doesn't want to ask.
No, I'm here. Rabbi, hi. Hello, everybody. Good evening. No, I didn't want to ask a question. I just wanted, last week when we spoke after the shiur, Jeffrey was wondering about the chutzpah of Hannah, so to speak. היא הטיחה דברים כלפי מעלה, as מסכת ברכות says, but מסכת ברכות also carries on and says that Moshe also had a chutzpah when, in certain incidents when he spoke to Hashem. So did Eliyahu Hanavi. So why were you guys, no, this is a question of a woman. Why were you guys, saying that how come a woman can, can have chutzpah, but is it okay for the man to have chutzpah?
I don't think that, what I'm saying, I don't think that they meant it like this. I mean, you need a lot of courage and chutzpah, like you're saying, to speak to HaKadosh Baruch Hu like this, to demand the child. Like, it's not necessarily a man or a woman, but when Hannah came and said to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, I want a child. First of all, she's a barren. So first, daven for a child. No, Hazal tell us, no, she didn't just want a child. She gave an ultimatum to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, what kind of a child she wants. That's what they meant. Not Chas v'shalom because she's a woman. And that's what it says, Hazal tell us, chutzpanim sheba'umot. People that have the most chutzpah in the world, who they are? Israel. Why? Look what it says in last week Parsha. Am kishe oref, a stiff-necked nation. What it means, a stiff-necked nation? Let me explain that idea. A stiff-necked nation. Look, the Jewish people have been prosecuted in Egypt during the slavery. After that, we know all the war that the Jewish people had. If that's not enough, then come the Spanish Inquisition, the problem. Okay, now I'm fasting forward. Then came Nazis, Germany Nazi, the Nazi of Germany, the Holocaust. Now we're having Ishmael. Which other nation in the world will say we Jews after so many persecution? No other nation. Every nation say, you want to convert, I will convert. And you see, for them to convert, it's few words and they're converted. Jewish people stay honest. They stayed with HaKadosh Baruch Hu step by step. They don't change their religion. They don't change their belief in God. And that's the Hidush here. Stiff neck. Because we have that stiff neck, because we have the chutzpah, that's why HaKadosh Baruch Hu chose us. You follow, Orna?
Ken, הבנתי. Thank you,
I hope
Rabbi.
that,
Thank you. It's
I hope that
amazing.
you
לא?
understand this
Yeah.
show, how is it been structured.
Very much so. It was very
Good,
well
good,
structured. תודה
good.
רבה. תודה.
Pleasure, pleasure. Anyone else? Jeffrey, you unmuted. Bechavod, Jeffrey, you always.
Hi.
Aharon,
Good evening, everybody.
Aharon,
Good
Habib.
evening.
You know what is mean Aharon, Aharon, Habib? The last one, the last one, is the most favorite. So we're giving you the favoritism. Why? Because you're the Baal Korah.
Not at all. but
No, you're all
sometimes,
favorites. No.
sometimes the question is answered good. Rob, this story was so fascinating of Tinius and the Rebbe. Of the season, the Rebbe.
Yes,
I mean,
Antonino's
they were
pious,
brothers.
yes.
They were brothers in previous lives, and I mean, this is amazing.
נכון.
Brothers in his previous lives, and
שני גויים בבטנך, ממעייך יצא, ממעייך יצאו, that from your womb gonna come two great nations. Edom, ממלכת אדום, that's עשיו, and יעקב אבינו, איש תם יושב אוהלים. איש ציד, איש שדה, it's about עשיו. You follow what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So nachon that what you're saying, that in this life they look like Jewish and Christian. Nachon, beseder, I accept that. But there's no different, because in a previous life it was Yaakov Avinu that stood by HaKadosh Baruch Hu, believe in HaKadosh Baruch Hu. I saw from the other way that knew it. He gone more to after his Yetzer Hara. What it mean after his Yetzer Hara? Become paganism. The difference between Ishmael and Esav, I have to explain that. Many people make the mistake. Look what it says about Ishmael. Ishmael metzachek. Sarah said to Avraham Avinu that she saw Ishmael metzachek. What it mean metzachek? There's many interpretations, but come in a deeper level. Listen what Chachmei Hasod explained. Ishmael metzachek. מה זה metzachek? He tried to copy who? Yitzhak Avinu. Why? Because he saw how Yitzhak devoted to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. How loyal he is to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. That's what we say, the Jewish people loyal to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And Ishmael tried to copy us. But what? To the other way. They saying that they worship the Almighty, but they say that they have that other guy, the epilepsy one. You understand? They tried to copy us. The Ishmael metzachek. Sarah said to Avraham Avinu, watch him. He tried to copy, watch him carefully, how he tried to copy our son. He pretend that he davening to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. He pretend that he worship the Almighty. Where does it say that the Almighty say that you should kill? There is a negative command in the Torah that you should not kill, you should not murder. You understand the Metzahek? Double standard. You follow? And Ishmael, Esav is a different level. Esav is ish side, ish sadeh. A different. You follow what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
well,
that's the difference. Okay.
We see today. We see
Yeah.
the same thing. There is with Esau with Esau and Yaakov. It was really up to the time of the blessings, but they were still brothers. I mean, they were still very connected. It was I mean, we diverted. It went, away. Asa was supposed to be doing what Antonius did, bring things and support and do everything. He was supposed to do that. But obviously, but there was an anger and there was a thing in him which lasted through the centuries. It's always been thrown out. They always find reasons to be angry with us right through history, and
to be jealous of us. To be jealous of us.
But there are those that do support us, and maybe they could have been descendants of Antonius who had the chalev, the milk. They had the milk, and it's in the soul. It affected his soul. And
so how do we call them? How do we call them? Jeffrey, how do we call those people? I agree with you. How do we call them?
Evangelists.
Hasidei umot ha'olam, the righteous.
Yes.
Of the
Gentile. Yeah.
You remember Adan Shaur about it? Hasidei umot ha'olam, the righteous amongst the nation.
Yeah.
And now I'm going to tell you another secret. Listen to that secret. Ari HaKadosh explained, how come there is convert in the world?
Yeah.
Why people converting?
Coming back.
Why? The Midrash said that HaKadosh Baruch Hu, before he gave him the Torah to the Jewish people, to the children of Israel, he gone to every nation and he said to them, you want my Torah? This one say, no, what is written? They say, you should not steal from. No, that's not for us. You should not murder. That's not for us. You should not commit immorality. No, that's not for us. And etc. Okay? The Hazal, the Mekubalim, the mystical rabbi, listen to that what they say. He said that amongst every one of those nations was few people that wanted to convert. The majority didn't want to receive the Torah, but was some people that wanted to receive that Torah, that holy Torah of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And HaKadosh Baruch Hu knew it. He said, no problem. Your majority of nation don't want the Torah. You wanted the Torah? Somewhere along the line, I will convert you. I'll make you convert. You understand? And from the other way, the majority of Bnei Israel wanted the Torah. Was few people that didn't want the Torah.
Yeah.
You'll see exactly the opposite. These Jewish people that born Jewish, been circumcised, have whatever you want, but they left the religion and go and worship other religion. How can it be? Because that's the reincarnation of those minority that didn't want the Torah. And those that convert, they are the reincarnation of those minority that wanted the Torah, but they couldn't get it. You understand?
That's beautiful. Wow.
You understand? There's nothing in the world that just happened. It's all connected. HaKadosh Baruch Hu knows exactly where to put each piece. We like a Lego. You know what? Let me give you an analogy. And a Lego, these pieces. If you put the pieces right, you get the right picture of the Lego. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. You follow me, Jeffrey?
Yeah, it's got to fit.
Okay. So that's what HaKadosh Baruch Hu do.
Right. Well,
Yeah,
a lot of them are
give you the
standing up
rhythm.
today for us.
Yeah, I'll give you the curveball. I'll give you the curveball. Have a look at our Arab brethren, where they're coming from. And it's our curse to have them around, unfortunately. Because whatever we do in Israel, we want to do it the right way. And these Mamzari will come and destroy everything.
Yeah. 100%. I agree. 100%. Look, they took Yamit. They took Gush Katif. They turned it to what?
Yeah. They made a mess of it. Nothing.
Go to Bethlehem. Look how Bethlehem looks.
Also.
Go to Nablus. Look how Nablus looks. Go look at the black part. The Muslim part
Terrible.
of Hebron.
Oh,
Nothing.
In fact, the blacks
Because
of South Africa,
everything that they know is how to destroy, not to build.
That's right.
But Rav, there are some Muslims who are actually who are fighting and representing, who are saying that what they're doing is wrong.
No, we're not talking about that. We're talking about the majority. You see what the majority said.
Yeah,
and that's what we explain. You're always going to get those minority that's going to be. But at the moment, until the Midat HaNetzach not going to be rectified, nothing going to happen.
That's our biggest problem. That's our biggest problem. The Jews of the world will suffer because of these Mamzari.
Yeah. And that's what Hazal in the Gemara Masechet Sota explained. Be'ikveta demshicha. Chutzpah yasge. And then it says, Ve'agalil yeharev. Look, Vayishimon. That means that the Galil gonna be desolated. Look what's happening in the north today. Look what they're doing. Who can say that prophecy that Hazal telling us didn't come true here? Hazal told us 2,500 years ago. And here the prophecy is happening.
Not happening.
The north. Look what they're doing in the north.
Unbelievable.
300 rockets. 100. Today, they made us a favor. Only 120 rockets so far.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
Coming
Do you
from the north.
understand? Yeah, we're talking about the north. Yeah, I'm talking about. That's what it said. Galili Hareb.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's going to be desolated. Ken.
Rav, the other question I've got to ask is, you say we're not supposed to kill, but yet the Torah specifies the 7 nations of Canaan and Amalek. We have to destroy them. You have to commit genocide. That is to kill them.
Look, we don't have to kill them because, for example, the tribe, the nation of Canaan, we never touch because the Canaanim left. They surrendered and walk away. They left Eretz Israel. The Amorite, we have to fight. Amalek זה משהו אחר. Amalek, we have to destroy the descendants. It's a different situation completely. The Torah doesn't tell us that we have to annihilate any other nation. Only Amalek. Only Amalek. It's the only nation that we have to fight with him. Milchama la'Hashem ba'Amalek. It's a war that we have to do in the sake of heaven. Why? Ki kesya. What it means, kesya? The chair of HaKadosh Baruch Hu on the pshat of the dvarim. Kadosh Baruch Hu can't sit on his chair, but HaKadosh Baruch Hu is not a person that can sit on it. Hazal come and said the Mekubalim, what it's kesya? Shem Havaya Yud Kei Vav Kei. Kesya. That means that Amalek separate the holy name of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. That's mean brought cold in our soul not to worship HaKadosh Baruch Hu with passion. That he split the holy name, Kesya, Yud-Ke, Vav-Ke, split them. You understand? The Shem Havaya is split. There is a gap between them. It's not fulfilled. You follow, Stephen? That's why we have the mitzvah to destroy him, to annihilate Amalek. Beseder? Okay. Any other question, Botai?
Just what you were saying just now, an answer.
Yes.
We are always told we first must negotiate with people before, if there's going to be a surrender, what have we. just don't go in and wipe out. So although it mentions you've got to kill them and what have you, yes, if they're going to stab because they're going to kill you, I mean, that's what's going to happen. I mean, if people are going to stand up and kill us, we've got to stand up. We're going to go first. We've got
before they come in. If you see that they're coming to kill you, you have a mitzvah to kill them.
Yeah.
But so with Amalek, it's different. With Amalek, we have a mitzvah to annihilate that nation. Today, we don't know who's Amalek.
Yeah.
After came Sanherib, שבלבל את העולם, עשה כמין סחרור. That means he mixed all the nation. He took from Africa to Europe, from Europe to Africa, from America to Australia, from Australia to Europe. What he created, bilbul. That means he confused the world.
That's for sure.
So the nation in Amalek can be in any country, in any nation.
Yeah. Well, you can see what's just happened to us. That's Amalek. What's just happened to us now. And we've got to destroy it. That's it.
That's what
it. There's no discussion. No discussion.
No discussion.
No discussion. Because it's them or us. Yeah.
Fully agree. Fully agree.
I
hope that you enjoy the show. Good. Stephen, I see that you disappear. You're back with us. Yes, Stephen.
So you were saying, Rav, about that whole story of Amalek, etc.
So, what I say, Milhama la Hashem ba'Amalek. Kes al. What does it mean, Kes al? It means that HaKadosh Baruch Hu, the holy name of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, that it's Yud-K, Vav-K, you follow, Stephen? Yes. The holy name of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, being separated. What does it mean being separated, Hazan? Ki Yad al Kesya. What does it mean, Yad al Kesya? That Amalek brought kind of a feeling that doesn't give us the passion to worship HaKadosh Baruch Hu with passion, to worship HaKadosh Baruch Hu with the way that we should do. And that's where all of the anger of HaKadosh Baruch Hu is against Amalek. Why? Because he's the one that go against everything, against Brit Milah that the Jewish people had, against Torah studying, against yeshivot. You understand? Giyus Haredim. The army say at front, I don't need them. I don't know how to deal with them. Now the chief of staff saying, we don't know how to deal with them. זה הכל מעמלק.
Amongst the Jewish people.
You really want to know? The Zohar HaKadosh say, you don't want to hear it. The Zohar HaKadosh, ספר בראשית. אני חושב פרשת נוח. Don't hold פרשת נוח. I'm not sure, okay? ספר בראשית. It doesn't say to me.
Leave it, Rob. Dangerous grounds to go on. Very dangerous. Now, listen, It's better that you don't know.
Okay, I said very, very.
Tell me afterwards, Rabbi, if you want.
I'll
That's
censor
fine.
it. No, I'll censor it. He said that you'll see when the Mashiach comes, will be people with strymos, with pails, running a yeshiva, that they're not Jewish.
Interesting.
How's
But
that?
what about but you got a lot of other besides those with struggles, those who have
Leave
got
the
such
others. The other ones that we know that they're Erev Rav.
yeah.
But those that pretend,
Interesting.
amongst us,
Yeah.
that if you don't wear this yami, you're not good enough. If you wear a different yami, you're not good. מה זה השטויות האלה? What is that שטויות? If you don't wear a hat, you're not religious enough. If you don't wear a kapota, if you don't wear a... מה זה השטויות האלה?
Yeah.
I don't want to say it.
I get you. I get
like I think that what Louis said. Let's leave it there, because if I tell you,
המבין יבין.
המבין יבין. Oh, יישר כוח. Okay, Rabotai, I hope that you enjoyed the show. I hope that it's given you a different aspect how to look at the book of Shmuel. Thank you, Rabotai. Have Shavua Tov, Rosh Chodesh Tov to all of us, and Be'ezrat Hashem Besorot Tovot. Have a good night and enjoy. Good night, everyone.
Rabbi,
Thank
I just
you.
want to say a quick word here.
Yeah.
It's better that they don't know about it. It's better for them.
Yeah.
You will have sleepless nights the whole time. So better you don't know about it. Leave it like
exactly. That. Have a good night.
Yeah.
Thank you, everyone.
You too,
good night.
Share off.
Good night.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.